I said, you need to pay me.
She said, I want to help. And I said, okay.
Never.
This is my family's charity.
You're in this to make money. She never said, I'm going to make a donation to your side hustle charity.
This is Judy Justice. Sonny's son is suing her former friend, Dana Gray, for an unpaid loan she used to start a charity bingo hall.
All rise.
Have a seat, please.
Judge, case 3142, Son versus Gray.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Miss Sun, this is a relatively simple case that we will unravel. You allege that you made a loan to Miss Gray, and she hasn't paid you back. Miss Gray said, no, you never made a loan to her. What you did was you made a charitable donation. That's your defense. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay, so I'm going to start with you. Tell me what kind of work you do.
Sales and customer service.
Right. Tell me what you have to do with bingo.
I've been doing bingo since I was about 18 years old.
What do you mean you've been doing bingo? You're playing the game?
Playing or working it, yes.
What does that mean, playing or working? Playing, I understand. I've done that a couple of times myself. Working, I don't understand.
Well, you have to have a 501c3.
Yeah.
It has to be a charity that you are supporting for the bingo games in California.
Okay,
and
just a second.
Okay.
So you set up bingo games, and part of the money that you get, you donate to charity, and that is a source of income for you.
No, I don't make any income.
Nothing?
No. I do make tips, though.
Just a second. So you make income?
Correct.
And how long have you been doing that?
About 25 years now.
How much money annually would you say, calculated guess, that you make from the tips from the business?
Annually, maybe 25,000.
Okay. And how many of these bingo games do you do every year?
We do it every week, once a week.
Every week?
Once a week, correct.
And what's the name of your 501c3?
Alpha Recovery Life Systems.
Okay. You got it? I'm going to stop there. I'm going to take a look at it. And I want to see their last filed tax return.
They don't pay taxes. It's a charity.
If you're a 501c3, you have to file. You pay somebody. You have an employee at the 501c3, one employee. No, I'll find out the answer from this.
I don't have any employees. This is my family's charity.
What I'm saying is you don't pay anybody from the money that you collect at the bingo games.
Correct.
Nobody gets paid.
Correct.
So for a 501c3, look up.
You located 1-2 Road?
Correct.
Who lives there?
My father, another employee at the charity.
What do you mean another employee of the charity? First you said there were none. Hold on. Let's get this straight. How much does your father get paid from the charity?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
It's just a fundraiser for the charity to help support all the programs they have. So I don't have anything to do with that part.
According to their filing requirement code, says they've stated they make income less than $25,000 per year.
Well, she makes $25,000 a year in tips.
Well, that's just the type of filing, the 990, required to file Form 990N, income less than $25,000 a year.
Cute.
The charity's only been in existence since April.
Cute. Okay, so I want you to tell me, how first did you meet her?
I've been playing bingo with Sonny for over 20 years.
And I want you to tell me about this $6,000 she gave you.
Well, I was opening up the bingo parlor.
Just a second. Opening up what bingo parlor and when?
The grand opening was on April the 16th, 2023.
Where?
In Lake Forest, California.
Who pays the rent?
Who pays the rent for that?
Who pays the rent? You were opening up a place to play bingo. Who pays the rent?
We pay the rent from the proceeds of the bingo game.
And then there are people who run the bingo game.
Correct.
And who pays them?
We're all volunteers.
Well, you're not a volunteer. You make tips. That's the idea. That's how you make money. You make $25,000 out of your tips in cash?
Yes.
Yes. How much do you have to pay to play a game of bingo?
Between $300 to $3,000.
To play one game?
1 day.
One whole day?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right? You pay either between $300 or $3,000 to play bingo for a day?
For the charity? Oh, I'm sorry. Are you saying the
I asked her how much did it cost for Miss Sun to play bingo for a day?
Oh, the buy-in.
No, I asked her.
Oh, okay.
She said between $300 and $3,000.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And how many people would you say you play with at one time?
In her place?
Let's start in her place, because her place, she says, is for charity.
When I start the first day, we had at about 150 people.
And 150 people, and you play once a week.
Once a week?
Okay, and 150 people is an average number of people?
No, after first week, about 50 to 60 people.
Okay, and those people pay anywhere between $300 and $3,000 to play?
Maybe 200 to...
No, that's a big span.
You have to buy in to play bingo.
Yes.
The minimum buy-in was $40.
And
There's
does that go up?
There are side games that you can purchase on your own that are $1 a piece. So you can purchase 20, you can purchase 100. Some people, such as Sunny, will probably spend that much money at one time, but there are some people that won't. But the buy-in is $40.
So if you have 50 people, how much of that weekly goes to the charity?
After the balance, we have 50
No,
people.
no. You see this face?
Yes,
This is an old face, but it's a smart face.
of course.
You are not in this business for your charity. You're in this business for money. That's what it is. I know all about 501c3s. I was involved in a 501c3. I got out of a 501c3. I know all about 501c3s. And I know what the costs are around a 501c3. So let's understand each other. You are not in this for charity. You are in it because you make money from it. The fact that you may donate some of the proceeds to a charity is nice. But we both know that you're in it to make money. Whose account is this?
Mine.
Your personal account.
Correct.
Your defense to her action is that she was making a charitable donation. Why isn't this made payable to a charity?
Sunny's son claims her former friend, Dana Gray, owes for an unpaid loan used to start a charity bingo hall. Dana is countersuing for defamation and lost wages.
So let's end any notion that I think that you have totally altruistic motives for being involved in this charity to rehabilitate people. I want us to understand each other.
100%.
We got it? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Can I show you a profit and loss statement so you can see how the breakdown goes?
Do you think that I'm going to believe that? After what I just read on the internet, that you said that it makes less than $25,000 a year, you're going to want me to believe your profit and loss statement?
No,
Don't be
I want
ridiculous.
you to see how it's broken down so that you can see how many people you have, how much it costs for them to have it.
You're in this to make money. Tangentially, you also support a charity, but you make money. You don't take your $25,000 a year, if that's all you get, and donate it to the charity. You don't do that. You keep that. So you're in it to make money. She gave you $6,000. You've been playing bingo with her for 20 years. I want you to tell me a story that this old but seasoned face is going to believe. Do you understand?
I do.
All righty. Let's start from there.
Okay. When I was starting up my bingo game in the bingo parlor, there were startup costs that were associated with it. Rental, paper, tabs, the whole nine. Okay?
I understand what you're saying.
I also have to have attendance. You have to have people coming to play. If you don't have people coming to play, spending $300 or $3,000, it doesn't work, okay? I literally went to Sunny because I called the place that she plays. And I said, I'm opening up a bingo game. I want you to come. She lives in the neighborhood. She said, let's talk about that. I said, okay. We met for brunch. She paid. She said,
No.
no.
Now you met for lunch.
Yes.
Brunch.
Brunch, because we went to a cafe.
Go ahead, and now you are opening up a bingo parlor.
Yes.
Where you're going to make money.
Correct.
And you needed money for startup costs.
Correct.
Okay, so now you're sitting down with Sunny.
Okay.
Very slowly, so that this face, madam, believes you.
Okay. Your Honor, I did not need Sunny for startup
Just a
money.
second. Now that's called editorializing. Let's meet up for brunch.
That's what she said. Let's meet up for brunch. She asked me about the charity. I told her about the charity. I told her that it was going to cost a lot. I've already had
No. Tell me. I want you to say, she said this to me. We sat down for brunch.
Okay.
I ordered scrambled eggs. She ordered oatmeal with raisins and cinnamon. We both ordered coffee. And we started to talk about my new business.
Correct.
I want you to tell me what you said to her and what she said to you. Then she's going to tell me her recollection of that. Okay. So make sure that I believe your recollection of it.
Okay. When we were talking about the charity,
I didn't hear you talking about charity.
I said to her, the bingo parlor was supposed to be built out for my family's charity. She said, where do I have my 501c?
Just a second. You mean before that, when you played bingo with her, she had no knowledge that part of the money went to charity from the other bingo games that you were in?
Yes, she does.
She did?
Yes.
So this was not news to her that you were opening this up?
That you had to have a charity. So she asked me what my charity was.
I thought you said she knew about it.
No, you have to have a charity to have a bingo game. So she asked me about my charity.
That's interesting news, that you have to have a charity to have a bingo game. So no, it's all coming together. I love when it all comes together. Okay, keep talking.
Okay, I told her that all the things that I'd already done to get the games going. I told her I got the license, I got the insurance, I got everything that was needed. I found a spot to have it. She asked me when I was going to have the grand opening. I told her in April. That was the extent of the conversation.
Good.
Then she said, how much are you paying for to get this all started? I said, I'm paying $6,000, and the charity is paying $12,000. That's exactly what I told her.
Okay, she said, how much are you paying?
She said,
I'm paying
want to help.
I'm paying $6,000, and the charity is paying $12,000.
Correct.
Keep going.
Because we had to have the startup cost covered. I said, I have 4 TVs. She said,
What?
You have to have monitors all over the room.
Okay, you had 4 TVs.
I have 4 TVs.
Okay, but now you had your startup money.
Things.
Just a second, you had your startup money.
Correct.
You 6, and your father 12.
Correct. So she said, I want to help. And I said, okay, because I know that she knows.
Not because I know she knows.
Because she told me that the people who come to the other bingo halls who spend a lot of money come because she's there and she influences them. And I said, well, that's great. That's what I needed Sunny for. I needed her to get people to come to this bingo game, especially for it being like grand opening in like 4 weeks. And she said, I have influence with all these other different bingo halls that she's in. And I said, oh, okay, well, that's great. She said, at first I was going to give you $3,000, but now I'm going to do $6,000 because she wanted to do the same amount that I had done. I can show you my bank statement. I can show you my bank statements. I had money in my accounts. I did not need money from Sunny. What I needed from her is to get people to come to the bingo.
But you took her money.
I did, of course I did.
You didn't need money, but you took her money.
I did because the arrangement was
she said
she had retired.
Just a second.
Okay.
Show me where you put her $6,000.
In savings.
Like to see it. Whose account is this?
Mine.
Your personal account.
Correct.
Your defense to her action is that she was making a charitable donation. Why isn't this made payable to a charity? Charity, she can deduct. You took the $6,000 check and put it in your own bank.
I then put another deposit, which you can see there, to the charity to pay off all the stuff we had to pay in the beginning.
No.
Which you can see.
You take her check and you put it in the charity. You put it in the charity in the 501c3. Let's see. Withdrawal, $412, $4,362. Where did that go?
To the charity.
Show me.
I don't have that.
Show me.
I don't.
Show me on 412.
That's how I was able to pay for everything.
I'm just curious. I want to see on 412. You withdrew. You didn't transfer. You withdrew $4,362.
Correct. I was trying to get all the startup stuff done, Your Honor. That was just how I did it.
Yeah. Loosey-goosey.
I can show you the invoices for the vendors for that same time frame.
I don't give a rat's ass.
She said it was bingo support, which is on the memo of her check.
Don't try to convince yourself or me that she plays bingo to help a charity. She doesn't. She plays bingo for fun.
Sunny's son claims her former friend, Dana Gray, owes for an unpaid loan used to start a charity bingo hall. Dana is countersuing for defamation and lost wages.
Listen, you and I both know, madam, I'm going to get her story in a second just to wrap it all up, but you and I both know that this is a 501c3 hustle. People have a good time, they play bingo, but the 501c3 covers you so that most of the costs that are involved, you get to write off because it's a 501c3. I got the hustle. Okay.
She gave you
now
that check.
I'm not asking you a question anymore. There are no more questions. Now, I would like you to go back to the brunch. Do you remember having brunch with her?
The week before she was approaching me, she's opening the bingo place. And I said, okay, we meet and let's talk. So we...
What did you want to talk to her about, by the way?
Because I play bingo.
You play bingo regularly?
Yes.
I assume you win.
Win and lose.
You
play
win and
two
lose.
times a week.
Tell me what you do for a living.
I'm retired for the real estate and finance advisor.
Do you have a lot of money?
Oh, no. I would say comfortable.
You're comfortable?
Yes.
Okay.
So I play the bingo. I probably spend more than her. Even she goes 4 or 5 times a week. I only goes 2 times a week. I cannot afford to go more than 2 times a week.
Okay, I want you to get back to the...
Okay, so I met her. Okay, I met her February 24th, 2023. I met her, and she was telling me before she needed $5,000. And I said, okay.
What did she tell you she needed $5,000 for?
$5,000 to start the bingo. At that time, she told me her father's foundation paid also $18,000. I said, okay, then I will loan you $5,000. And I said, okay, where I write a check? And she said, oh, by the way, put up 1,000 more, 6,000. So I said, who should I write a check? She said, me. Actually, the day before I changed my mind, I don't want to do it. I told her, I said, you know what? I loan you some money, but I'm not going to involve the bingo. She gives me tears. My heart goes, you know, a week. So I said, you know, okay, I'll help you. Because she knows I know so many big spenders, and they followed me. So I give her $6,000, and she told me, Sonny, I'll pay you right away soon, but 6 months, I'll pay you. I said, okay. She didn't pay it because I'm the one who count the money. I figured out all the taps, like what she said, $1, you know, spend extra money to buy taps. That's why people spend the money. I know exactly how much she made. And every single Sunday, I said, you need to pay me. She said, okay. She said, oh, we're going to make a lot of money. I'll pay you. So I said, okay, I give you 6 months. And you can pay me. And she said, okay, I'll pay you 6 months' time.
You have any messages to
No,
that
it's
effect?
just verbally.
Okay, that's all I want to know.
Yes, and then I've been working every Sunday, bring all my friends there. A lot of time I'm there before her, which is about 11:30 to 6:30 all day. I stand up and I help her for the...
Miss Sun.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to be very, very careful with your answer to me. You worked in real estate for a while?
Yes, ma'am.
So you had a business?
Yes, I'm a businesswoman. I owned a couple of businesses before.
Okay. And how old are you?
66.
Do you live by yourself?
No, I live with my husband.
Was he a working person?
He's a retired civil engineer for many, many years.
Can you tell me how many charitable donations in excess of $1,000 you made over your lifetime?
Never.
No, and I know that. We don't even know each other.
Your Honor, she plays bingo twice a week and spends over $1,200 each time.
What does that have to do with you?
That's to a charity.
Just a minute. That's her pleasure.
Yes.
You don't understand.
Yes,
no.
my pleasure.
That's not for a charity.
Yeah.
You don't have to help me, Miss Sun. That's not for a charity. She plays bingo because she likes it. And the fact that you all have figured out this side hustle to make money, don't try to convince yourself or me that she plays bingo to help a charity. She doesn't. She plays bingo for fun. I know exactly who she is, and I know exactly that she's never made a charitable donation as a business person with she and her husband working, because I know that. I know that. And I know here that she never said, I'm going to make a donation to your side hustle charity.
She did not. She did not. She said it was bingo support, which is on the memo of her check. It's bingo support. She's a businesswoman.
What does that mean? She's a businesswoman. That means she's going to get the money back.
Bingo for us starting it off. That's what it was
Just a
for.
second. I don't want you to speak.
Day one, she gave me this gold bracelet. She gave me this gold bracelet day one. Say, I hope we're off to a good start. We're going to be successful. There's more.
Just a second. I don't want you to speak. She gave you a gold bracelet. We're going to be successful. That means she's going to get her money back.
Correct.
She's going to get her money back. What do you mean we're going to be successful? She's not a charity. You're the side hustle charity.
I literally said.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $6,000. It's just too bad that people don't recognize the side hustles. Goodbye.
This court is adjourned.
It wasn't really a charitable donation. It was to support the charity. It was a little bit different.
I'm so glad I'm here, and I think everything was a great result.
We were both in it together, and it did not do well, and she literally got impatient and was ready to stop.
I don't have that kind of money to donating to anybody.
My heart is in the right place for everything I do for the charity and for the people in the community.
No more bingo with her at all.
Some of the things that she said there just was not even true.
You could probably tell from my reaction to this case that I'm sensitive about administrative costs and 501c3s.
Sure.
So much of every dollar goes to administrative costs. Sometimes those administrative costs are reasonable. You donate $1, but they need 40 cents on that dollar in order to
Cover the cost.
cover the costs. Some, you donate $1 and 90 cents is cost. And only 10% go to feed the hungry or save the dog or whatever. If you make an item and you sell it and you say, for every pair of sneakers I sell, a portion is going to be donated, that will make you a 501c3.
Got to be careful and smart with your money.
Paid loan she gave him for a car.
Miss Young, the defendant is married to your daughter.
No.
He is the father of your grandchild.
Yes.
Do he and your daughter live together?
No.
Where does your daughter live?
In Maple Shade?
Were they ever married?
No.
They have one child
Yes.
who's 12.
Yes.
Did you live together with Miss Young's daughter?
Well, at one point, she lived with me in Maple Shade.
How long ago?
This was 2010, 2011.
You mean when your daughter was a baby?
Yes.
How long have you had custody of your granddaughter?
11 years. My daughter never stayed with him.
I don't know. And he wrote that off of the loan. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Essie Young claims her granddaughter's father, Keith Buchanan, refuses to pay back a loan she gave him for a car.
This is a very simple case because I don't have to get into the history of.
He was calling every day.
Did you maintain a relationship with him?
Yes and no.
Would he visit his daughter?
No.
Ever?
Once in a blue moon.
Okay.
I usually have to take my granddaughter to see him.
Okay. It was sort of odd to me if he was never married to your daughter, so they didn't have a formalized relationship. They don't live together now. Why would you loan him? I know that you did. Why would you loan him money?
My granddaughter.
Except you're a very nice person.
My granddaughter asked me to. She said, Grandma, would you please help my dad? I told her I really don't want to.
During one of these visits that you needed money to buy a car?
No, never did.
You never did?
No.
Who is this person?
That's my wife.
Does she work?
Yes.
Do you work?
Yes.
Well, why would you ask your daughter's grandmother, who takes care of her, who's always taken care of her? You don't. Neither does her mother. Why would you not ask your wife's family? You both work. Take out a loan. Why would you go to her and ask her for money?
But it was just. Yes, you do. I did that, and at the time they couldn't help.
So you went to her parents first?
I went to her family first. They said they can't help at the time. So Mrs. Young was my last resource, which I didn't want to use, but at the time I had to use it because I had no other choice. I had to hurry up and get a vehicle.
Well, why didn't you take out a loan?
Actually, I couldn't.
What do you mean you couldn't?
Because my credit's not all that great. I tried to take out loans. I tried to go.
Does your wife have a car?
Yes, she has a car.
Okay, why don't you use her car?
She work. I work an hour and a half away from home, and she worked too, and we worked around the same time.
How much money did you borrow from her?
$2,000.
How much did you give back?
$912.
$912.
$12.
From what?
From my taxes. And we agreed on once I filed my taxes, I would give her $2,000 for my taxes. She got $912 from them, that same taxes, because I owed backup child support. So she got on top of my regular payment for child support plus $912.
What? Is there something wrong with your mind?
No.
Did you just say to me, am I crazy? Did he say he owed back child support?
Yes.
Oh, my God. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. Well, not ever. I should take that back. It's the dumbest thing I've heard today. If you owed her back child support, how much did you owe her?
I only owed her $900.
In back child support?
Yes.
Okay.
That I fully forgot.
Just a second. You owed her that money. In addition to owing her that money, you owed her $2,000. Do you understand that? So you owed her $900 plus $2,000. Are you not following me? Am I getting something wrong here?
I'm with you.
Out of your taxes for back child support, $900. So that means you paid her $900 of the $2,000. That's what your argument is.
Yes.
Am I getting that?
Yes.
You already owed her the $900.
I had no awareness that I owed her $900. When I found out that $900 got taken out the taxes.
Now I need more time. Oh, my God. How is your granddaughter in school? She do okay?
Yes, she
does
well.
okay?
Yes.
Okay. Either his math skills or his moral skills are somehow lacking.
It's the moral.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,000. We're finished. Thank you very much.
This court is adjourned.
I think the judge seen right through him.
He was gonna be miserable, so I just let him be miserable.
No one thinks like that.
As long as she go about her life, I go about my life, leave my family alone.
I just think he was hustling me.
Only contact me when he got something to do with my daughter, that's it.
I don't want any.
He was expecting $2,000 on his tax returns, so he told plaintiff, when I get it, I'll repay you the $2,000. And then in his mind, when the $900 left the account, he didn't know that that was not going to be there for the back child support, so he only had, the $900 and change left to give her. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. He thought that it would be the full $2,000. Come to find out, he thinks that the back child support is what fulfills his obligation.
Court come to order. All rise.
Have a seat, everyone, please.
Hello, Judge. Case 2190, Friend versus Ivy Jr.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Miss Friend, your husband passed away recently.
Yes.
When did he pass?
August 26, 2022.
What did he pass away from?
He took his own life.
You have kids?
I have one. I have a daughter. She's 7 months old. She was born June 14th, 2022.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
It is your claim that Mr. Ivan, after your husband's death, withdrew money from your husband's bank account. Was that a joint bank account or his own bank account?
It was under his, but
So it was his name?
Yes.
So it was his bank account?
It was.
Did you also have a joint bank account?
We just shared that one. I wasn't working, and I'm not working. He is sole provider of our family.
So the bank account was in his name solely?
Yes.
Okay. How do you know the defendant?
We met in 2020. We worked together at Target, and that's my husband and I, and also the defendant.
So you worked there?
Yes.
Did you become social friends?
Yes.
And at some point, Mr. Ivan says that your husband needed money, that he was in some sort of difficulty with rent money.
Okay.
That's what Mr. Ivan says. In what month, Mr. Ivan, do you claim that you loaned money to Mr. Friend?
Mr. Whalen is his name.
Whalen.
Yeah. Michael and I are best friends from the day that we met, by the way. Just hit it off right away.
Conversation about the money in your house?
Yes.
In your house?
Yes.
I'd like you to tell me what that conversation was.
Absolutely. Michael showed up at my door on August 17th. He needed money, and he needed away from the plaintiff.
Just a second.
Uh-huh.
Don't tell me what he needed. Tell me what he said to you.
His rent is very far behind, and he would like to borrow $1,500.
Did you ask him why?
Of course.
And what did he say?
Rent.
No. Why his rent was so far behind?
Oh, not exactly. He stayed with me for the next 2 days, so we had a lot of conversation about it.
Okay. So when he came on August 17th, he did not stay home with his wife and the new baby. He stayed with you for how many days?
For 2 that week.
You and your husband been having a difficult time?
We were the last couple weeks before his ending.
And he did, in fact, stay out. Did you know where he was staying?
No, I did not.
Okay, but you knew he was out.
Yes, I had asked him to leave.
Okay. Now, his rent in his house where his wife and his baby was overdue.
Yes, Your Honor.
And he needed $1,500 according to you, so what did you do?
I gave him the $1,500.
Mrs. Friend, in June, July, August, was your husband working?
Yes.
Same job?
He was working with Burlington, so yes.
Did your husband have any problems that you know of with either drugs or gambling?
I didn't know at the time.
But do you know now? Yes. What kind of problems did he have? For money and also for problems. Okay. Your husband was a young man. Did he have any life insurance?
He did, yes.
He did. How much?
It was, oh my goodness, it was $200,000.
Did the company pay on his life insurance? No, because he committed suicide?
Oh, it wasn't that. It was he had lapsed his payment. So I think his last payment was, I believe, in May, and he did not pay it. So because of that, they did not.
It lapsed?
Yeah.
It might not have been effective anyway since he took his own life. Okay, so you lent him $1,500. And how did you repay yourself and when?
Your Honor, I'd like to point out that she was very well aware of the fact that he was using cocaine for the better part of the year.
Just a second.
Okay.
Mr. Ivan, not necessary.
Okay. I repeat myself because that was our agreement. Michael was at my house a week later also. He logged onto my phone because he no longer had any belongings. He no longer had a physical wallet or a phone in his possession. He lost them. Miss Friend had his wallet, but I can show you that later. For now, he's asking me if he can put his memorized information on my digital wallet, which I can show you now if you'd like.
Yes.
It's still on my phone to this day.
His information?
Correct.
Okay.
With the agreement...
Just a second. I could understand you taking back the $1,500 because you say that was his agreement with you, as was sort of buttressed by the fact that he put his banking information on the card. But why would you transfer any other money other than the $1,500 out of his account?
Courtney Friend claimed.
And Sarah, you're going to take a look at that?
It's the top card, sir. The one that says Chime. That's my digital wallet, my personal digital wallet.
So it's the same as when you put something in your Apple Wallet and you can pay using, I'm trying to think of the easiest way to describe this to you. If you log in to check your bank balance, you can save the card to your phone, so it makes it easier to pay with your phone. So it looks as if Mr. Friend logged in to the defendant's phone with his credentials and information.
So that
There's also latest transactions. The very last transaction was from 10/1/22.
And how much was that for?
$80 at a market. Then there's some gas stations.
That's for October. Prior to that.
There's a list of just latest transactions.
That's all those are the total transactions.
Yeah.
That you made?
Well,
just a second. There's an $80 transaction, according to Sarah, in October.
Yes, ma'am. So the way
was that your transaction?
It was.
Okay.
I have.
Well, just.
I'm sure they'll match with whatever.
$236 worth of charges. I charged $236 worth of charges.
From my husband's passing till.
Hold on. Hold. Well, I have $80 in October. But in transfer to, who is that?
That is
$1,400.
That is the deceased.
Who transferred that?
I transferred it. That is a GoFundMe account. And we'll get to this. The check that came through after he passed away hit my phone because he loaded his card onto my phone. The agreement was that I pay myself back when he was still alive with the funds that are on that phone.
Just a second.
The remaining I sent to a GoFundMe account.
Why did you do that? Just that your friend came to you.
100%.
That your friend came to you in need of money, that he and his wife were having difficulty, that he had an addiction problem, that he probably spent the rent money on his addiction problem. All of that sort of makes sense. And even though resorting to self-help after he passed, I would frown on. I would say this is a debt that's owed by his estate. And I could understand you, who had access to his account, taking back the $1,500 because you say that was his agreement with you, as was sort of buttressed by the fact that he put his banking information, and it's his sole banking information, on the card. But why would you transfer any other money other than the $1,500 out of his account?
Into his family's name, Your Honor, and I can show you why. I have transcripts with everyone that knows us. I could have a dozen people here. I'm sorry, I could have a dozen people here with me to make this claim, but this is a very sensitive situation for a lot of people involved. So I'm going to fight this fight on my own without them here.
Just a second.
And they will all tell you that this is the last person on earth that should have that money.
Just a second. This is not about you making a judgment or about 30 other people making
That's what Michael asked me
just
to
a
do.
second. Sir, unless you have a writing from the deceased that's authenticated in the same process as would authenticate a will, you have no right to make that judgment as to whether or not his wife and or child, I assume he died without a will, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So under the laws of practically every state, if you die intestate, which means you die without a will, there's a certain order of people who inherit your money. In that, you actually don't even have a right to repay yourself after he's dead. You have no right to do that. But I can actually understand your sense that unless you paid yourself, you weren't going to get your money back. I can understand that. But whatever your intentions were, sir, you have no right to do anything else with the money in that bank account.
May I?
Am I making myself clear? I hope so. Is that clear? Yeah?
Brought me right back to wills, trusts, and estates. So.
Yeah, right. Go ahead.
Your Honor, Michael and I had an agreement, okay? So whether or not he...
Sure, just a second. You and Michael had an agreement that you made a loan to him in the amount of $1,500, and in order to secure your repayment, I read your answer, sir.
Yeah.
He gave you his account number, and according to you, he said, when I get paid, you can take the money back that you loaned to me. That's $1,500.
May I continue? I've only used $236. That's all that I've used. $236, and I can show you the math here on this spreadsheet, but let's start with $1,500. $845 he paid back to me on August 24th, a week later.
Oh, okay, hold on a second. So $1,500.
That's right.
And he paid you back what?
$845 on August 24th.
Good for him.
Right.
Did he pay you back by Michael? Just listen to me. Don't play. Did he pay you back by coming to your house and giving you the money? Or
Digitally.
Did he, shh. He paid you back digitally.
That's right.
May I see that, please, Kevin? Okay. Kevin, I'd like you to show this to the plaintiff. Have you seen this?
No.
Okay, I'd like to show this to the plaintiff. So Mr. Ivan acknowledges that your husband, Miss Friend, pay attention, that your husband paid him back more than half of what he had borrowed. Now, then you took back, Mr. Ivan, from the account, how much money?
$236.
No, that's not true.
Shh.
We can go line by line.
Shh.
That's a debit, not a credit.
He sent the $1,400 from
$100
Michael's
to the
account. The leftovers.
Yo, just a second. You can't do that, sir.
I have a baby.
Listen to me. You were there. You provided a shelter for Michael.
To get away
when
from
he
her.
was...
That's right. I'm sorry. I'll stop.
Courtney Friend has accused her former friend, Joseph T. Ivan Jr., of stealing money from her deceased husband's bank account.
Which of these charges? There's an $80 charge, a $60. Are those your charges?
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
140.
Just a second. 145.
Yes.
A 7735.
Yes, and that's it. Those 4.
What about Cash App?
That's the digital transaction that you just had.
Oh, an 845. Got it.
I'm still owed $392.
Okay. Now, how much money do you allege, and I'm going to give this to you or give you, you must have this. How much money do you allege that he took out of the account?
I'm asking for $2,700.
I don't care what you're asking for. That's irrelevant to me what you're... Miss
Well,
Friend,
it's proof
I don't,
right there.
I don't. Other than the $1,400, which he says he transferred to the GoFundMe page, did you receive for your daughter any part of this $1,400 that came from a GoFundMe page?
I have not, no.
Okay. Just a second.
Okay.
But the GoFundMe page was subsequent to your husband's death. Is that right?
Yes.
Who started the GoFundMe page?
It was my husband's.
So this money did not belong to your husband. This money was not money from your husband. This money was started by somebody else, not the defendant, and somehow ended up in your husband's bank account. Am I getting that right?
No.
Well, what's this 40? How did it end
I
up?
transferred it from... That's Michael's bank account ledger that's attached to my digital wallet.
I understand.
And it's going to the GoFundMe. A GoFundMe is a special account that's set up in a tragic... Or well, not necessarily.
I know exactly what it is, but what I'm not following is why would it not be in this...
It is. He's saying that that is a to, not a receiving.
That's a debit, not a credit.
He sent the $1,400 from
$100
Michael's
to the
account.
Oh, just a second. Oh, you can't do that. Sorry, sir. You can't do that. So you took out money that didn't belong to you because at best case scenario, you're still owed $400.
$392.
Yeah, okay, $400. You were still owed $400, and you withdrew
have that money. Is this person right?
That's not your judgment to make, sir.
That's fine.
That's just a second. That's not. Listen to me. I tried to explain to you. What the laws of intestacy are in this country. If you die without a will, there are certain people who get your money, whether the deceased hates them, wasn't talking to them. It doesn't make any difference unless he and his wife are separated by a lawful separation order by the court. She and his daughter are entitled to this money, and it's not up to his best friend or his best friend's friends or other people to say he was angry with her, she threw him out. Whatever the reason that you're saying Michael would want the last person to receive any money from this GoFundMe page is the plaintiff, that's not your decision to make. You took back some of your own money. He paid you back some. You may get skunked for $400.
I don't want it.
Just a second. You may get skunked for $400. But if you sent this money to a GoFundMe page and that was $1,400
for the family's name, Your Honor,
you can't do that.
That's fine. I did it because Michael would not want her to have it, so I gave it to his family.
Okay. Well, you can't do that, sir.
I have a baby.
I'm not faulting you emotionally, sir.
Yeah.
Listen to me. You were there. You provided a shelter for Michael
to get away
when
from
he
her.
was.
That's right. I'm sorry. I'll stop. That's a fact. It's just the truth.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,400. We're finished.
This court is adjourned.
It doesn't matter. The woman's a fraud. She's a fraud. That money should not be going to her. She's the last person on earth that this gentleman wanted to have that money.
I'm happy that she would...
Courtney's out for money. Always was in the relationship.
Take money from a new mom, someone who's grieving. It's been such a mess, and I feel good about this.
Because I'm the only one who would do the right thing with it, and he knew that.
He was very defensive. He was very defensive and very hateful.
I'm the great guy. He'd want me to fight the good fight. All good.
He shouldn't have took anything from me. I've already lost so much.
Happy it's over.
I've lost my best friend, my husband, the love of my life, and the father of our new child. It's not okay. He caught me in a very vulnerable state.
That case, for as tragic as it was, and I really felt for the plaintiff, brought me right back to wills, trust, and estates, and the basic, 3 rules: age of majority, of sound mind, and a writing. And it's just really unfortunate that the plaintiff's husband didn't have one.
If I were to venture a guess, I would say that most people, when they're under 40, don't have a will.
Yeah.
He was a new father, baby.
Makes it all that much more important.
Yeah, it does. But he was a new father with a cocaine addiction.
Yeah. Tough to try and guess the mental state of someone going through that, But I also agreed with you that you can't fault the defendant for his he knew how his friend felt, and he was trying to carry out those wishes, but there is the law and there are rules, and you can't take it upon yourself to redistribute your friend's money.
Money price, which was $1,000, was reduced because the RV was not running. They paid you the $200. Did you give her the $200?
I did.
You did. And that was the day that you took the RV?
No.
When?
That wasn't the day.
$200 from the defendants?
No, I didn't. I received $160 from Tina.
Okay, so let's get back to the RV. How long did you have the RV? And it was just sitting on your property, is that right?
Right.
How long have you had it?
I've had the RV for about 6 years.
What did you do with it? Did you travel with it?
I lived in it for about 2 months, and then I parked it.
So it was running?
Yes.
But at the time you wanted to get rid of it, it wasn't running?
No.
Did you know what was wrong with it?
Yes, the fuel pump was going bad in it, so we had to replace that.
But it didn't start. They had to have it towed.
Right.
Tina towed it.
Right.
Back to their property.
Yes, they did.
Okay, so when they took it, the agreement was that they were to pay you how much?
$1,000.
And you acknowledged that you were supposed to pay $1,000. Took the RV and had it towed. They gave you no money.
They gave me no
money. Subsequently, they gave you $160.
Correct.
According to you. And tell me under what circumstances they gave you the $160. Tina did.
I went over to their house and they gave me the money in hand.
Okay, and what did you give them?
Well, they had the RV given, the title given to them the day that they took the RV.
And then $160. Mm-hmm. Did she ever give you any other money?
No.
Now, when did you go over, according to you, to the property to get the rest of the money? And tell me what happened. What date?
It was August 27th in the evening. I called Tina and told her I was on my way. I went over to her property and
You drove?
I drove my car to her property. And Felicia was outside loading the car.
That's Felicia?
Correct.
That's you.
And so I asked her, where's Tina? She says, she is inside. I said, well, it tells me, no, you're not getting nothing. I told you you're going to get it when I have it. I said, no, that is not the deal. I want all my money or I'm taking the RV. Now, I have text messages that show that about the RV, about her saying, well, if it's going to be such a problem, you come and pick up the RV and your title. I'm coming to have it picked up tonight. You need to make sure that, not to touch it. And I'm going
Who was living in the RV at the time?
I had my friends in there that would help me try to get it started.
So friends of yours were living in the RV? Okay,
and she told me.
Go ahead.
Okay, and so I told her that I was going to throw them out because she has not paid me for my RV. And then in the text, she also replies that, well, if I wanted to be grimy, I got the title and I could go ahead and keep it. And I do have proof of that.
I would like to see those texts.
Here's.
Well, You acknowledge in the text back and forth that you owe her $800.
Yeah, I never said I didn't. The thing is,
okay.
Can I tell you one thing?
All I'm asking is you acknowledge that you owe her $800.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I told Tina I'm done with it all. I'm going to make sure that I have someone pick up the RV tonight. And she got upset, screamed, no, you're not. It's a done deal. No, it's not. And I said,
Erica Martinez claims her cousin, Tina Archuleta, and her wife, Felicia Archuleta, owe for the balance of an RV. Tina and Felicia are countersuing for slander and an assault.
Okay, so I have $800 balance for the RV. Now, you want to tell me about this alleged assault, which, according to you, is worth another $9,000?
well, yes. Well, as I was speaking with Tina about it after that, me and her were going back and forth. And we were yelling at each other, and then her wife got involved, and I told her, you need to stay out of it. And then I told Tina, I'm done with it all. You know, I'm going back. I'm going to make sure that tonight. And then I turned around, went into my car. Felicia says, you ain't getting spit on me from the passenger side. And Tina runs up and punched me in my face, and my glasses flew this way. And that's when I told her, that's it, she's in trouble now. And so that's—
Do you have a police report on that?
I do.
On photographs? Do you have any medical record?
I do got the medical records. They're right here.
Okay, this is standard fare. It doesn't give me—
It shows that I did go to the doctor's 2 days after because I was having migraines.
That's why I'm not understanding it, because it doesn't make sense. Okay. Do you have photographs of your alleged injury to your face?
No,
So this is useless to me. You don't have photos of your injury, and you don't have a police report. Is that what you're telling me?
I do have the police number for it, but I don't have the report on me, no.
No, okay. So far, they owe you $800. Now you have a counterclaim, because you acknowledge you owed her $800. You have a counterclaim for harassment, slander, and assault. Who are you alleging the plaintiff assaulted?
Can I
Who are you?
back to something?
No. Who are you alleging the plaintiff assaulted? That would be you. That's Felicia. How did the plaintiff assault you?
She ran me over.
She tried to run her over.
She tried to run me over.
Well, there's a difference between running you over and trying to run you over. Did she run you over, or did she attempt to run you over?
She attempted to run me over.
Okay. So that at best would be an attempted assault. Yes. So you suffered no injuries?
No.
Okay. Do you have any police report?
I do, Your Honor.
Indicating that you told the police on that date that she attempted to run you over?
This is the one where it says where she tried to run my wife over.
Okay, I'd like to see it, please.
This is the original.
No, I don't. That's all I want. Us still arguing. So she put it in gear and tried to hit my wife. Is that what you're talking about? Mm-hmm. Okay. Did you suffer any injuries?
No, Your Honor, I did not.
Okay. So this case is a very simple one.
And then, Your Honor,
Tina, the case is a very simple one. You owe her $800 for the balance of the RV, which you acknowledge in your text. But the only other part that you have is for slander. Now, you say that in your cross-complaint, the plaintiff has slandered you. I'd like to see the evidence that you have that she has slandered you. May I see it, please?
I think you show her she wanted the dog.
This isn't slander. I mean, she calls you nasty names, but sticks and stones, and she says they...
Or even doing any of this, she wanted a puppy. And that's where all this title and everything came in.
I read that.
She wanted a puppy.
I read that, and then she changed her mind.
Yeah, and that's where we got the title.
I don't care. You owe her $800. You acknowledge in your text messages.
Try to keep your peace.
Listen to me. I don't care. You acknowledge that you owed her $800, the balance of the $1,000 for the RV. She came to try to get it. There was an argument, and it got nasty. You owe her, Tina, the $800 that you agreed to pay her, the balance of the RV. Judgment for the plaintiff. Counterclaims dismissed. We're done.
This court is...
Man, that kid was acting really weird yesterday. I should probably go check on him. Wait, Steve, what are you doing back so soon? Also, that's not your house.
Oh, right, of course. I was just looking for my sword, nothing more. I hope all is well here in the village.
That was strange. Huh, it seems like the kid is gone. Maybe that Herobrine attack scared him off. Wait, what is that? Oh my god, is that blood?
While Steve did his best to cover his tracks, it was already too late. The villager had caught on and followed the trail of evidence to the forest. The villager wasn't aware of what happened, but all he knew was that the villager kid might be in trouble.